Welcome to the ICA. My name's Mimi. I'm head of program production here, and that means I take care of logistics and live productions. Tonight is the second of our No Input series, wherein we invite DIY programmers to curate a selection of experimental music. The title of the series speaks to the disavowal of institutional authorship in favor of platforming independent artists who are already doing curation outside the walls of the museum. It also refers to the no-input mixing technique, wherein feedback loops generate sounds and rhythm without external influence. This month's performers have been selected by the musician Alex Capraro, aka Alex C. Alex is an artist, musician, show organizer, promoter, and audio technician from New York City. He's been part of the underground experimental music scene for 20 years with numerous bands and projects, booking and helping with underground venues such as the Palisades and The Glove in New York City, and during his 4 years living in Richmond, helped co-found and run the DIY venue, OSB. Alex, I will let you take it away.
I hate talking. Art and music are equal parts observation and interpretation. The importance of showcasing different artists from different backgrounds and cultures outside of our own scope, or even out of our own comfort zone, is crucial to ever-shrinking confines of the world that we live in. As much as we think of ourselves as being in our own bubbles, both mentally and physically, the reliance on the internet for everything, or at least like 60% of the world that can access it, ropes in many cultures and ideas that didn't have much real interaction outside of hearsay or travel. This also leaves the uncovered and underrepresented portions to be filtered through outside interpretations and separate ideologies of the people who share it. This is why it's important, especially for the institutions with mixed audiences, to showcase a diverse, unabridged array of mindsets and experiences. So, for example, someone can understand that a Palestinian family suffering from war has the same wants and needs as a rural family in Appalachia, or even someone in a major city like New York. That the majority of common people, regardless of their surrounding experiences, are all navigating their own immediate surroundings to create the same shared reality, not only to survive, but to live happily. Let's see, I guess might as well just introduce who's going to be coming up. The first performer is Sunk Heaven, Austin, who has been doing this project since 2012, but also is part of one of my favorite bands, Sediment Club, for about 20 years, I believe. Followed by Sam, the three-brained robot, who's similarly been doing it for over a decade, I think, at this point. 16 years? But, I don't know, I'm just glad to be able to share some friends, especially a couple of friends who are from pretty different backgrounds within the country, who also kind of like share a similarity within a flamboyance of performance in one way or another. So without further ado, it's not Kevin.
the U.S. sun. Inches away from reach, our sun attacked it. Burning bronze, we slaughter our land, our attack the sun. Just in the uniform of ashes, lifeless under the double barrel, carried in the captive's veins. Our son attacked it. Our son attacked it. Our son attacked it. Knock on the door, turn red. hours too short. Pulling chains. You have to choose as you dance in the loop. Devote to transport devotion. Softly moving to the high beams. Choke the hound at the scent. Slaughter your kin in the name of ivory. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. uncovering the blood rushing. I hear you sing of rivers, is trailed by metal birds. The aching dream, fall by the sea. I hear you screaming from the sea. The eardrum rusted shut. Fever confluence in a dim aggression. Moments from Aisha. Through rusted shut. massacre supreme. And you and I can fly. I'll wear the gun. You wear the vest. The meaning falls. Sifting gold from the brine, forgiveness as we bring on the end of destruction. Trained by the storm, a portrayal in the dark. Flee the free, the ruined harvest. Trapped in the cell, symbols with hands, the shifting mouths, the salted earth, revolving in the hourglass with significance. Take a hollow step and dreams. And when we'll end this time, take our torch to the earth. And silences on the other side of the world. Empty I see the animal.
you very much. My name is Son Kevin Austin Slade Julian. I come from Brooklyn, New York. Thank you. Free Brain Robot is next on the program. Stick around.
Hello. I thought someone was going to introduce me. That's not true. Okay. Woo! That's all right. This is called the Three Brain Robot. I'm just getting loosened up a little bit. Say something nice. Say something nice now. Say something nice. Don't be mean. Say something nice. Say something nice now. Say something nice. Don't be mean. If I see you being mean, I'll throw a Molotov cocktail. I'll get my dragon's breath. I'll whip you with my tail. If I hear you being mean, I'm coming across the room now. Gonna lean into your ear, and I'm gonna scream. Say something nice. Say something nice now. Say something nice. Don't be mean. Say something nice. Say something nice now. Say something nice. Don't be mean. Woo! Oh! Say something nice. Say something nice now. Say something nice. Don't be mean. Say something nice. Say something nice now. Say something nice. Don't be mean. Say something nice. Say something nice to me. Say something nice to them. Say something nice to me. Say something nice to them. Say something nice to me. Say something nice to me. Thanks. Unbeknownst to you, there's also a paid sponsorship bringing me here tonight. Yes, an amazing opportunity. It's known as Furniture Bob's Furniture Emporium. And I have a little friend here who's gonna give you the whole spiel. Yes, the entire spiel, right in just a moment. These are fine, handcrafted pieces. Beautiful. Yeah, so tell them about it, Sofa. Tell them all about our sponsorship.
Furniture Bob's Furniture Emporium, where the people make the chairs.
Yes, where the people make the chairs, the finest handcrafted chairs, brought you this performance tonight. Isn't that right?
Where the people make the chairs.
Yes, you've already mentioned that part, but tell them the rest. Tell them the rest of the spiel, all right? Because they're paying me $10.
Where the people make the chairs.
All right, that was really enthusiastic. We get it. The people make the chairs. Okay, all right. Tell them else. Tell them more.
Where the people make
Yeah?
the chairs.
Okay, yes. The people make the chairs. All right. You guys understand it's handmade, right? We can move on from that concept. Why are you struggling? What is going on? Tell them the rest of the spiel.
Furniture Bob's Furniture Emporium, where the people make the chairs.
Okay, yeah, where the people make the chairs. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, number 3. We're going to commence your planetary exploration walk in 3, 2, 1. Number 3. Can you see anything yet?
Yes. Yes, I can. It's so beautiful. I've never seen anything like this.
Describe what you see, number 3.
I see purple mountains. And there's green fog and craters everywhere.
Number 3. We need you to approach one of the craters and describe what's inside.
Okay, alright. I'm going to inspect a crater now.
Number 3, what's going on? Number 3, come in. Answer us.
Don't worry, I'm still here. I just tripped on a bump in the ground. And now I have my foot stuck in a crater.
Do you need an extraction, number 3?
No, I'll be fine. It feels like I can get my foot out.
Number 3, what's going on? Why are you breathing so fast all of a sudden?
There's some kind of creature stuck to my foot. I don't know what to do.
Number 3, remain calm. Use your penetration laser to disable and remove the creature.
It's not working. The creature seems to be immune to it or something.
Do not give up, number 3. Continue to use the laser on the creature. It should have some effect.
The creature's burning me. It's burning me through my suit somehow. It hurts.
Remain calm. Do not panic. I repeat, do not panic. We're sending in an extraction team now. Remain where you are and continue to defend yourself. Do you copy, number 3? I said, do you copy, number 3?
He dies!
Climate change. Global warming. And frequent natural disasters. These events are all too familiar in our modern day society. But there is one character who has not been familiar enough to us. And that character only goes by one name. Planet. Earth. Planet Earth, now that we have your attention, what would you like to share with us?
There's only one thing that I want you to get absolutely certain through your skulls. One thing. I'm dying! Ah! Oh, God! Oh, my God! I'm sick from the inside! Oh! Oh! I'm shitting myself! Oh, my God! Oh! You killed me! You all killed me! Did you really think I was dying? Did you believe that I was in pain? 'Cause I'm not! I'm just changing! Close your eyes! I'm changing! Yes! I'm not going anywhere. You think the suffering just has a simple one-day end? No! I was around before the dawn of time. I was around before time was even a concept. Do you remember the dinosaurs? Where are they? And where am I? That's right. There's no end to the suffering. They'll continue to die and become the dirt that is me. Dust in the wind, dust blowing in the wind. In my fists, my plants will grow and you will be gone. It's only wishful thinking that I would just go away in a matter of minutes. No! I'll be here forever. I'll be here for eternity. I'll be here long after the stars have burnt out. I will still be here. Here's a cute song. You can hope, you can dream, you can wish upon a star, you can beg, you can plead, but it will not get you far, 'cause the world will not end in your lifetime, or your children's 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 children. You can hope, you can dream, you can wish upon a star, you can beg, you can plead, but it will not get you far, 'cause the world will not end in your lifetime, or your children's 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 children. Wishful thinking, that's called wishful thinking. That's called wishful thinking on your mind. Wishful thinking, that's called wishful thinking. That's called wishful thinking on your mind. You can hope for the best, but you may not get the rest. You can hope for the best, but you may not get the rest. You can hope for the best, but you may not get the rest. You can hope for the best, but you may not get the rest. You can hope, you can dream, you can wish upon a star. You can beg, you can plead, but it will not get you far. 'Cause the world will not end in your lifetime, or your children's 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 children. That's called wishful thinking. That's called wishful thinking. That's called wishful thinking on your mind. Wishful thinking. That's called wishful thinking. That's called wishful thinking. Thanks. Now, I have a contractual obligation to do one commercial during the show. One full commercial. And here it is, right now. It's about a weekend deal that starts tomorrow.
Come on down to Furniture Bob's Furniture Emporium. We have deals for you. Furniture sets only $1.99.
Bathroom sets only $2.99.
Sofa sets only $3.99.
King size mattress $4.99.
Kitchen sets only $5.99.
Sexuals only $6.99.
Bathroom counters $8.99.
Bathroom counters $9.99.
Queen size mattress $10.99.
King size mattress $11.99. We got deals this weekend. Let's do it again.
Furniture sets only $1.99.
Sectionals only $2.99.
Self-esteem only $3.99.
What are you talking about? Over $4.99.
Endless Nightmare $5.99.
Why are you freaking out again? $6.99.
Pile of Bones $7.99.
Pile of bones $7.99.
Crippling Fears $9.99.
What are you talking about? Okay, you gotta stay on script, okay? We practiced this.
Furniture sets only $1.99.
Bathroom sets only $2.99.
Sofa sets only $8.99.
Why are you screaming only $9.99?
Kitchen says $8.99.
$10.99. I'm following your lead. $11.99. All right, no, $9.99. All right, can we do this one more time, but normal, please? $1.99. $2.99. $3.99. $4.99. $5.99. $6.99. $7.99. $8.99. $9.99. At least say the end normal or something. Okay?
Come on down to Furniture Bob's Furniture Emporium.
Yeah.
We have deals for you.
All right, that was sick. All right, we get paid for that apparently. You know what? I'm feeling a little exhausted. I just need to take a break. Because that really stressed me out. That wasn't what we rehearsed at all. I'm cozy, wrapped up. I'm snuggled in my bed. I don't give a fuck. I'm cozy, wrapped up. I'm snuggled in my bed. I don't give a fuck. I'm cozy, wrapped up. I'm snuggled in my bed. I don't give a fuck. I'm cozy, wrapped up. I'm snuggled in my bed. I don't give a fuck. Got a blanket to my chin and a pillow on my head. I'm sleeping like I'm dead. I'm sleeping like I'm dead. I'm cozy, wrapped up. I'm snuggled in my bed. I don't give a fuck. I'm cozy, wrapped up. I'm snuggled in my bed. I don't give a fuck. Thank you.
Come in.
Hey, Mr. Furniture Bob, sir. I heard you wanted to see me.
Yes, I do want to see you. It seems our friend Sofa hasn't been holding it together very well lately.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to do the pitches during the show, and Sofa just kept kind of freaking out and really focusing on people make the chairs or whatever.
Yes, I did hear something about that. So unfortunately, the Furniture Emporium has had to separate with Sofa. But we were wondering if you would like a promotion.
Honestly, a promotion would be awesome right now. I did lose one of my jobs recently, so that would be very cool.
Good, we're happy to hear that. So I guess your promotion can begin effective immediately.
Wait a minute! What are you doing? Wait! No! No!
Where the people make the chairs! Where the people make the chairs! Where the people make the chairs! Where the people the chairs! Where the people make. Come on down to Furniture Bob's Furniture Emporium. Where the people make the chairs. Thanks, this is a 3-brain robot. Sorry, could not get a hold of that mic. It wasn't happening, I really tried. All right, I just have one more for you. I do have merch, but my basement flooded today and I was too distracted to grab it. So it's not here. But most of you live in Richmond, so you could come and get it from me. It's a VHS. It's someone filmed obsessively like 4 of my shows in New York this past summer. This person is even on the cover of the VHS filming me because he just had to squeeze himself on there. And you could have one of those. Yeah, hit me up. Come to my house. Come get a VHS. All right, I got one more. Sam? Here it is. I'm going to start it over because I do whatever I want. All right, here it is. This is my last one.
Hey, Sam, guess what?
What?
Guess what, Sam?
What?
Mom's making mac and cheese, Sam.
No, fuck, she's not.
Yes, she is. Mom's making mac and cheese.
You're a goddamn liar.
Are you excited?
Oh, my God.
Huh? Are you excited?
Yeah. Yeah.
You like mac and cheese?
Oh, my God.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
It'll be ready in 10 minutes.
No, fuck, it won't.
It'll be ready in 10 minutes.
No,
Get excited. Yeah.
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 Woo! Yeah, motherfucker. Mac and cheese, motherfucker. Woo! You piece of shit. Are you fucking excited, you fucking piece of shit? Yeah, mac and cheese. Mom's making it. Are you excited?
Oh, my God.
Are you excited?
Oh my
Oh
God.
boy!
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
Oh boy.
Mac and cheese!
Yeah.
Get excited! Yeah, motherfucker!
Open up this cheese pit.
Mac and cheese! Oh my God! Oh yeah! Mac and cheese will be ready soon! Yeah! Yeah! Mac and cheese! Yeah!
Thanks, that's my set. Thanks so much for coming out. We appreciate it.
I would like to start with a little bit of origins, like, you know, where, I don't know, where you grew up and how you kind of started and yeah, see. In that case, you start.
Yeah.
Sunk Heaven as a project, or like my personal?
Just personal, yeah.
Personal. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I was born and raised there. I come from musician parents, and yeah, I moved around a lot in the city and kind of found like punk and like alternative scenes through kind of like existing like scrappily in New York and all this in the public school system, and then met a lot of people that were also like involved with DIY, like underground music and stuff like this. That's like that origin, I guess. And then Sunk Heaven started. I lived in Providence, Rhode Island for a little bit, kind of for personal reasons and stuff like this. And kind of, I was in a band for a long time, like a teenage band. It was kind of like punk, like experimental punk, you know, this kind of music or whatever. And was hosting a lot of shows and kind of immersed in a lot of like like no input, like electronic music, like you know, noise music and stuff like this, and kind of wanted to communicate with that community, but I was kind of outside of that community somewhat too. Am I talking a lot?
No.
This is kind of weird.
Keep going.
They asked you a question.
No, honestly,
Yeah, all right, cool.
the more you talk, the better.
Really? Sick. Okay. So then, like, I kind of thought, like, you know, I wanted to engage with this, but I didn't really know a lot of people in Providence, like, personally. You know, I kind of was engaged with this, like, music scene that I was a part of. But it's always kind of been like that, where, like, personally, like, I could be, like, hit by a train, and these people don't really care. So, like, I kind of thought I'd make my own electronic project based around performance more. And the saw instrument kind of came about within that time, where, you know, it's kind of like a kinetic instrument that I could engage people with. And Sunk Heaven used to be kind of like more or less about an aquatic themed project or something. And it kind of like is morphed into like the sinking, breaking of a particle and kind of the moment of exhaustion in the millisecond, and anguish and the world's creation and destruction within that.
Aquatic themed? That's interesting.
Yeah, all the older songs are kind of about like a slave ship that sunk in the Atlantic Ocean, I guess, more or less.
Oh, whoa. Well, Sam?
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to know more about that. I'll have to ask you. I'm from North Carolina. I was born in Edenton on one of the sounds. I can't remember if it's Albemarle or the Pamlico. And in a blizzard, it was like 100-year blizzd. And I was shy as a kid, and then I started doing African dance in like 4th or 5th grade. Because I thought it would make my mom happy, because she seemed really excited about it. So I was like, I'm going to do African dance because she wants me to do this and I want her to be happy. And then I did it for 4 years and I liked it. And we marched in all the Christmas parade. And we lived in Greensboro, North Carolina. So we moved from the coast to Greensboro. And in Greensboro, the longest, most intense parade is the A&T parade, homecoming parade. It's like 6 hours long, and every single LLC in town has a float, and it goes on forever. And we marched in that. And that was great. And then in high school, I did theater, and I wrote skits with my brother. And then near my senior year, I got introduced to DIY through a really pretentious friend that I made. And then And then he later decided I wasn't cool enough to enjoy what he introduced me to, and he tried to chase me away from it, which made me like it more. And then I started actually with, you're probably both familiar with this, I started actually, my very first show ever that I went to was a noise show at the Nightlight that Ryan Martin had booked. Yeah. And the first act I ever saw there was this noise act called Southern Man, and he started performing, and I thought it was a joke. I wanted it to stop. It was harsh noise. It was harsh noise. The other acts that were playing that night were, I think it might have been Ear Power and Extreme Animals, which is like dance music. And I was like so excited to see them. And I was like, why is this ear-piercing shit playing right now? But it inspired me. Those people that made noise made me feel like I could do whatever I wanted. And so I thought I was going to be a musician. And I started doing music, which... it was all pre-recorded. And then it turned into, it was like, I have to find something to do over these recordings. And 16 years later, I'm doing what you saw tonight. History.
Wow. I mean, do you feel like a lot of the noise music kind of like influences the music that you do? I mean, it's obviously the pre-recorded music that you do is very not noise.
Yeah.
But,
well, I parody noise a lot. Even the astronaut is actually, the build of that is supposed to be like my take on a noise set, where it's like I die at the end, they're always so sweaty afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Flip the table, so to speak.
Yeah, flip the table. Yeah, the bug-eyed and like the hollowed out look. I see that at like every noise show.
Oh yeah, like was that Total Recall where he like?
Yeah, Total Recall, exactly. Yeah.
Well, Austin, where did you get the idea for the instruments? The kind of like knife on the.
Oh, the saw.
The saw.
Well, I'm like a visual artist as well, and I work with the saw to cut wood, like balsa wood.
Yeah.
And it makes a really resonant sound. I used to use it with Sediment Club also, I guess originally.
I do remember one set that you did at Palisades where you brought it out.
Yeah, every once in a while when I could afford a contact mic and a piece of metal. But yeah, with Sunk Heaven it kind of evolved into a thing.
Yeah.
I like your saw because I'm also, part of my origin is B-movies, and one of my favorite ones is Story of Ricky. And there's one part in that movie where a guy has a saw just like that, and he gets the person right in the face with it. Yeah. And I always think about that scene when you're performing.
I've never injured anyone else with Sunk Heaven, and I'll discontinue the project if I ever did.
Huh?
I've never injured anyone else with
Oh,
the saw
yeah.
in
No,
Sunk
you're
Heaven.
very careful.
And if I ever did, I would discontinue the project.
Yeah, of course. You wouldn't stop performing.
As Sunk Heaven.
Oh.
I mean, have you had other like little instruments that you were able to incorporate? Because I remember you had something that you didn't get to use was like the sheet of metal with the inducer speaker that was attached to it. Was like the saw something that you wanted to be like a kind of like overarching theme of the project, or was it just like perchance?
No, I think it was like more or less an overarching theme. I think like violence is extremely complicated as like a subject, but I'm out here in America. It's a very violent place, and I think like toting the blade, like of that concept, taking away from the image of violence. Also, the image of violence is projected upon me very often. Like oftentimes people will see a lot of like violent subtext into my music, kind of because of their own like American upbringing and stuff like this, So it's interesting to tote the line of that and kind of make things more, like to me it's more of like a wand or something that's like splitting. Again, it's like in the particle accelerator where they've created like Higgs boson particles and split the moment of like a particle into two, and we've like duplicated subparticles. It's the split of a second. It's kind of like living in this kind of time of atomic deconstruction, and that's like one element of using the saw and thinking about it that way. It also sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds great.
I like that you were like, people project violence onto me, and I'm like, yeah, Saw to the face. I saw this movie.
I mean, it's a weapon.
Yeah.
It is. But no, like more like weird, like edgelord creeps, that come and they're like, oh yeah, all I see is blood or something. And it's like, dude, like you gotta.
It could also be like a maestro sort of thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was, could also see and definitely saw during your show, especially with the shadows behind you at certain points. It was like there was a you in another dimension kind of standing behind you, like almost like puppeteering your movements.
Yeah. We're also we're both performers that use big gestures and things, and I think that startles some people, and they have a lot of things to unpack within that,
Yeah, do people, other than the violent comment, what's some other just really strange things people have said to you after you've played?
No, it's all violence, that's all people, they either say nice things, or it's about them getting injured or seeing violent images in their mind or something. I don't know,
Well, I feel like a lot of that's your performances are really intense. And I feel like there's a lot of, especially here, where they kind of fully interpret intenseness as just violent all the time,
Life's really intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can't just be cathartic anymore. People were like, oh, it's something else. This person wants to kill people, but instead they do this.
Yeah.
Isn't... Yeah, I don't know.
Well, no, that's the type of things. That's an example, Not what that's the views and opinions of what I'm saying right now do not reflect me.
But Sam, you're also, even though your performances are usually very, kind of fun-loving, but it's also very intense in its own kind of way. It's kind of like...
I like dark comedy, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah. So it's like you're laughing, but it's like a watered-down Chucky movie, you know? Yeah.
And we were talking about this yesterday for a little bit with the Earth sequence where, it's George Carlin, where he was talking about how recycling and saving the planet is all kind of just are you really saving the planet?
Yeah.
You're just kind of saving yourself, kind of,
Then this is a good opportunity to clarify that bit too for anyone who was wondering. I'm not anti-climate change. I just
it's not to say it's anti-climate change, but it's the motivation of what people show climate change to be. It's just you might as well just say what it is.
The pessimism comes from when I lived in New Orleans, and everyone in New Orleans loves to just constantly talk about the end, because they're living in a place that they know is sinking. It's experienced so much disaster and violence, and they're so sure it's going to happen again, and it proves that all the time. It floods on a normal rain, Yeah. And so you just get into this endless conversation with your friends there where it just feels like the end all the time. And now that I live on the East Coast again, I'm realizing it's not the end all the time. It's everywhere else there's normal life happening, and people just and there's 4 seasons, and I don't know. Yeah. I'm out of purgatory,
I don't even know. It's maybe 2.5.
2.5 seasons is still more than what New Orleans has.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, so I'm really just giving a middle finger to the negative punks. I'm like, oh, your suffering is not over. You'll evacuate for the hurricane, and then you'll just have it somewhere else. Stop it. Just be happy. Why do we have to have this conversation all the time?
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of that stuff is why I paired the two of you for this show. The both of you are kind of just opposite sides of the similar coin of just having some kind of comments of the way that people view the world and the way that people deal with it. Essentially, Austin, you gave a lot to really think about very intensely, especially if I don't know if everyone was able to pick up a pamphlet, but it has the lyrics to all the songs they performed tonight, and in chronological order. And it just gives a lot of visceral things to think about, and then have you right after it where it's kind of like a comic relief, but at the same time there's still just more things that you could possibly think of,
Yeah.
thought it was cool having an evil sponsor.
Yeah, evil corporate sponsor. Yeah.
Evil corporate sponsor.
Yeah. So a lot of, I mean, that's too, like, so many, I mean, there's that whole concept of selling out, you know, like some of us stay in the underground forever, and then some people break through in this weird sort of way, and others will judge, you know, and sometimes they will literally work for an evil corporate sponsor, you know, where they'll be, you know, sharing that list of, which is almost comical at this point, of like 500 like business logos that all like give money to, like, you know, Israel or other like nefarious organizations, you know, depending on, you know, your beliefs, and they'll be like, don't support any, boycott these, and then next week they're like, I'm playing a show sponsored by Red Bull. And then it's like, you know, at least my corporate sponsor is noticeably evil.
Oh yeah, very, very evil. Almost to a weird Cronenberg-esque kind of.
Yeah, Cronenberg. I love body horror.
It's kind of like an element of recycling within that too, no?
Yeah, exactly. There is no end.
Out of chairs, you know, chairs out of people.
Yeah.
It's like once they end the use of having you as a human, then you can use something else.
I got a
that'll
promotion.
continue, yeah. It's like the people who drive around the cars that like, oh, I get this for cheaper because I have like insurance, whatever, like on the side of it. or something.
Yeah, the people that's something I only see in like major cities.
Yeah,
you know,
I guess that's New York. It happens.
Well, people do that with their bodies too, where they'll like wear like a thing, or, you know, they'll almost be like living mascots.
Oh yeah, I mean, like any kind of musician at a certain level, once it's like, I'm sponsored by Vic Firth and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like then it gets a little bit more evil as the rankings go up a little bit.
And then
it's
before
like,
you know it, you're in Louisiana playing like Jazz Fest sponsored by BP, you know?
And I did want to ask you about moving to New Orleans.
Yeah.
What was the impetus?
I did that because I needed to grow up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's that.
I was a small town guy. So I started in like Beargrass, North Carolina, like, you know, in the middle of nowhere, and then I moved to Greensboro, which is kind of a city, but it's like not really. And I don't know. I just felt like I needed to get out. I was going to move to Baltimore, but I moved to New Orleans instead.
Oh.
Because I needed to be away from my family unit to like spread my wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, it's also funny because Greensboro is like the furniture.
It's next to the furniture capital.
Oh,
the furniture capital is High Point.
Oh,
yeah.
I always thought like High Point was like a kind of.
It's a suburb of Greensboro, but it's its own city. It has a mayor, its own mayor.
Oh, okay, I see. It's got its own thing going on.
It's got a university. I have a whole song about it. It's on it's on YouTube. It's called Welcome to High Point. Wow. And actually it got overshadowed because this rapper from High Point later did a song called Welcome to High Point.
Well.
It went viral. And then so all the time people were like, I heard your song. And I'm like, you know you didn't.
And who's the statue that they have?
It's John Coltrane.
There you go.
They have a statue of John Coltrane in High Point because he was there, I think, as a baby, so that counts for a statue.
It's like one of those things like how there's like the Poe Museum here.
Yeah, there's a Poe Museum here because he probably like got drunk here a couple times.
Wait, did he actually live here? Does anyone know? Is he from here? Okay.
That would be fun to like. I mean, everyone's really into lore these days. Maybe that'll be the next thing I do is like try to convince everyone that some kind of celebrity like helped me make my set, you know?
Yeah, just pick one celebrity every city you go to.
It's I'd be like Tom Cruise got me started.
Tom Cruise started in Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah.
Like.
I don't know. I'll have to work on that concept, but it's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it might be a good time to open it up to see if anyone else has any questions.
Austin, I'm just really curious what your setup was like. I was trying to like figure it out while you were playing.
Oh yeah, so a lot of the music is like from a backing track that I like use drum machines and synthesizers for, but the saw and I have like a wireless trigger on my other hand. They're both like these wireless components that I have. So when I'm performing, I have the saw that's wireless, like a contact mic, that's being fed to like a kind of split pedal chain or whatever. And then, so it's like everything's forward and backwards. All like the vocals are also forward and backwards, and my microphone's also wireless. And then I have this like trigger that turns on and off the note input element, like the kind of mixer feedback. So when I hit the button, that's like these like walls of sound that come. It's like the saw and the vocals are also going into this smaller mixer that's plugged into itself with these different pedals. And so it's kind of like, yeah, just like a wall of sound I can kill switch on and off, kind of like this. Yeah. I think that's everything, yeah. Yeah.
Title of the thing in practice. No input. I don't know.
Yeah, I use no input sounds in my set.
I use a laptop, Josh. It's plugged into the PA system. I have a microphone. And I make all my tracks in GarageBand. There you go. Yeah. I love GarageBand. It's the easiest to use. Oh, you too? Yeah, it's free.
I like the squiggly sound.
Damn, I messed up. I use Reaper, but I guess that's also free. So like.
Use Reverb?
Reaper.
Reaper.
Yeah.
No.
It's all free. Anyone else got some questions, concerns, comments?
This is a question for both of you guys about your relationship with movement and with dance. Like Austin, I noticed a lot of your set in terms of the way that you were interacting with your light. Like it almost seemed like you were kind of blinding yourself purposefully sometimes during the set. I don't know if that's what was happening, but I'm curious to ask like both of you guys about how you arrived at the relationship you have with your movement and with the kind of dance elements you guys use.
Okay. So yeah, I started with African dance, and then I like moved into just kind of doing whatever I want. I used to dance with my mom a lot when I was a kid. She would play like Tom Tom Club and like B-52s, and I would just sort of wiggle around. And then my relationship with movement is like, it's kind of like what I sort of see Austin doing with the twirling and where you're almost like grabbing the energy that you're putting it out. Like for me, I'm like letting it out, but before it gets too far away, I like do some kind of hand thing to like bring it back in, because I'm trying to be in control, because it does happen sometimes where if I don't do that for some reason, then I get really dizzy and I'll like fall down. So my relationship is like, I'm trying to get control of and command. Like I always, I mentored my brother into performing, and now he does like a puppet show. And like one of the things I always told him all the time was like command attention. And a good way to command attention is to do these like pressing sort of like moments, where it's like, I see you, but actually I can't see anything, because the lights are blinding me, and they thought you were blinding yourself. But when I've had lights in my show, and I aim it directly in my face, I'm not usually blinding myself. I'm like emphasizing, I'm like, do you see into my eyes?
Yeah, I would say like maybe that's like the lighting emphasis is kind of trying to like change dynamics and illuminate in certain moments. But yeah, it's hard. I know so many talented like actual dancers. I don't really consider myself like a real dancer, but I'm here to give you all my heart and contort myself for you all. I'm not like a skilled dancer. I'll just contort myself till the end,
Speaking of dancing too, one of I don't know if this is the first or second show we ever played together, but it was on Mardi Gras Day in 2020, right before the end of the world, which didn't end, by the way, right? Yeah, wishful thinking once again. But during that show, this person, I guess had been practicing baton twirling. And so came to our show and was baton twirling during both of our sets, nonstop the entire time.
On Molly, most likely.
It was on, of course on drugs, yeah.
There was a lot of like Molly water going
There's
around
always
at that,
something water, on Mardi Gras Day. But yeah, this person, and They had like a leotard on, and they really knew what they were doing with that baton. But it was especially good during your set because it was almost like they were doing like a parody of you, you know, like because you're like spinning the blade, and then they're like throwing their baton.
Shit.
I was like, they're not making fun of Austin, but like, it's funny, you know.
Yeah, I feel about that person.
One thing I forgot to ask you about was I wanted to ask about your relationship with puppets because you know you do a lot of things with like Pansili and I guess you also do a lot of like the performance aspects with like with Evil Sword and things like that. So what's your deal, man? What's your deal?
Puppets. I got really into them when I was a kid. I thought they were so cool, and I started telling my parents that I wanted a ventriloquist dummy for my birthday. And so there was this one day where my dad went to get us a basketball goal because we wanted a basketball goal, and he didn't put the tie on the end of it, so you couldn't see it sticking off of the trailer. And so he was turning into the driveway, and this car hit it and like smashed into us, and they like wrecked, and he got a ticket. And my mom was so upset that happened that she gave us our birthday presents early, and I got a ventriloquist dummy. And I loved it so much. I thought it was the coolest thing. And then we were traveling, and we stopped at a Spencer's at the Crabtree Valley Mall in Raleigh. And Bride of Chucky had just come out. And it was all Bride of Chucky themed, and it scared the living shit out of me. And then we put my ventriloquist dummy in a trunk until I was like 18 years old. Yeah. And so then we took him out, and I was like, you're going to be part of my show. I'm going to reclaim this fear. And so I reclaimed the fear.
Was that where the sewing started also?
No. I learned to sew actually from a puppeteer named Miss Pussycat in New Orleans. Yeah, so Miss Pussycat like brought me to her house during COVID and was like, "You're gonna learn how to sew," because I think she was tired of seeing me like make these really shitty cardboard hot glued props that were always falling apart. Yeah, so I only learned to sew 4 years ago. Yeah. But yeah, the puppets, it was me reclaiming my fear. It got to the point in middle school, I was so scared of toys coming to life that like there was a sleepover one time where we were changing the channel very quickly. And there was a millisecond where Chucky was on the screen, and I was inconsolable for the rest of the sleepover. I couldn't take it. Yeah.
I was just interested what the experience of performing in like a museum setting is, or if you have any preferences on like the ideal venue or place to perform.
It's lovely performing in like a large space where you can like kind of have like a lot of control of like, you know, elements like lighting and stuff, but there's lots of ideals. I think one of the being in a confined space and doing that and having control is maybe one of my favorite things, I think, you know? Like being at eye level with people is really important, and these kind of formative, small, dingy spaces is probably the most like important, formative times I've performed. But being in a space like this for different reasons is also formative and incredible, so yeah.
I love this. I started I didn't start, but my first show was in a backyard and was raining, you know, and then I played in a flooded basement one time, you know. They still did this show. I don't know why. There was like water up to almost our knees. You know, but this was great. This is a great experience because it's luxurious. I mean, we're at the Contemporary Arts Museum, you know, and it's like a comment on like you've been doing your show for a long time. I've been doing I just had my 16th anniversary on Monday. Yeah, and it feels like a promotion, you know, but not like a Furniture Bob promotion, but like an actual promotion, you know. Yeah, one that makes you feel good and makes you go, yeah, it's validation, you know? It's a thumbs up from, like, some part of the art world being like, good job. And I like that. Yeah, good job, Austin.
Well, I guess that just leaves us with thanks for coming, everyone, and sticking around and listening to us talk for a little bit. And I don't know, like, what else do I even say after that besides bye?
I'll make you